everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, today is a new day, which means there's a new tutorial for Manor Row 2025 series. This is going to be part 2. Very quick update just to show you what I've done off camera, show you what's been happening, what it looks like, and kind of what we're going to do next. Plus, I've got a surprise that I'm going to show you. You can kind of see some boxes sitting off on my shoulder behind me. Those are brand new arrivals from Millie's Hallmark here in Phoenix, Arizona, Ahwatukee area. I've got a little bit of the pre-order came in, not all of it, unfortunately, but I'll kind of give you a sneak peek of what we picked up, and then coming this week, you'll get to look forward to a whole bunch of new 2025 review videos on all the stuff that I was able to pick up at Millie's Hallmark. So, hey, with that, let's jump in and see what Manor Row is looking like for part 2. Okay, so here is the progress. It's not a lot of building obviously has taken place, but a whole lot of painting and a whole lot of grouting and a whole lot of the kind of behind the scenes stuff has certainly taken place. And this is to prepare us to go forward as we continue to build this 10-foot village for display in our home this year. So let's take a closer look. Now, don't mind this pink styrofoam. This is the continuation of the graveyard. I just wanted to get, I say the continuation. It is the continuation of the platform. This will be the graveyard section. I wanted to get a couple of things cut. You can see that I've got the curbing cut, which is in the wrong spot. I've got the sidewalk cut to fit the gate, but none of the engraving is done. None of it's not painted. I actually ran out of black spray paint, water-based spray paint, and so I've got more of that on the way. However, if we move down here, you can sort of see that the road is down. The sidewalk is down. Now, all of this, and I'm not going to pick it up to show you because it's got houses on it, but this is now one piece. This 4-foot section is all together. It's all glued down. It can all be picked up and moved collectively together. It is now one piece, and we did that with a whole bunch of hot glue. But as you look into some of the brickwork, you can kind of see now, I had a subscriber chime in and say she loved the way the brickwork is done. I was talking a little bit about the size of it, and she said it reminds her of armor stone and how those stones themselves are actually very big. I looked at a bunch of pictures online, and she's absolutely right. It does look a lot like armor stone. I think the grout job, if I can zoom in here a little bit, turned out fairly good. I'm pretty pleased with it. I think it looks, it does look a little dirty. So what I did was I dirtied up the staircase a little bit. I dirtied up the sidewalk a little bit. I dirtied up the curb a little bit, all to sort of match that. It was standing out to me a little too clean elsewhere. So now it's all dirtied up, and I think it matches quite well. As we move down, we can see the driveway, and you can kind of see the exterior part of the driveway, almost that retaining wall there to kind of fence in the yard on either side. Is supposed to have a concrete look. That will obviously be, the grass will be growing up right to the edge of that, so you won't see any of that stuff there. I like the way the curbing did. You'll notice that, and I will see this forever. You guys will see it now because I'm telling you about it. You probably can see it clearly anyway. That's where the road stops, and I had to put another piece of road in going the kind of alongside of that one to get up into the driveway area. Sort of is what it is. I thought about drawing some, maybe some black paint. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but I think I might maybe put some, almost like tar, not tire, but tar, T-A-R marks. Like the road has been repaired in certain areas. You've got the cracks that's been filled in and things like that. I may end up doing that a little bit on the street to give it more of a realistic look and feel, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do anything with that. The other part that I see that bothers me a little bit, you'll see it now. You won't ever see it when it's set up, but this is the seam right here where the two pieces meet. And the tape, for whatever reason, doesn't sit flush on that area. There's actually two pieces of the road tape kind of over top there. And that didn't work out great, but it's no one would ever know unless I told you. But that's how the road looks. I did dirty it up with the sand. Obviously, when it goes down new, it looks brand new. And I don't like that. So I dirtied that up with the sand and used a paintbrush, fairly large one, to kind of scrub that sand. And all it is playground sand. Scrub that sand into the road and dirty it up a little bit. What you can do, and I haven't done yet, I may do, and that would be when I'm putting the glue water mixture on the grass, which has got to go up there. I may spritz a little bit along the road, and that does a couple of things. One, it cleans the area where the dirt is. It looks like spots in the road. It looks like oil marks or some liquid or some sort has kind of stained the road. It does give it a pretty realistic look if you don't overdo it. You got to be careful with it. But I may do that. The details will come into this obviously a little bit later, but I just wanted to just sort of see where we're at today. Again, all of this is glued down. Everything is one piece. The sidewalk's glued down. The base is glued down. As we come up into the yard area, I was unsure how I wanted to do the walkway. And so what I did do this time is I've used some of the matting that looks sort of like cobblestone and cut it to size. There'll be grass growing over the sides of it. That's why it looks like that there. And then you'll see that is the same look for all of the houses. Likely, that will be the same look for all of the houses on Manor Row this season. And so that's what I've decided to go with. I think it'll look really good once the grass is down. I did outline the houses with a pencil, and so if I were to move one of the houses, as a matter of fact, I can move Grimsley's pretty good with one hand. You can see the outline with a pencil there, right? Hopefully you can see that. It zooms in pretty good around it. So I've got the outline there, and then so what I wanted to do in addition to the outline was to take some green paint and really all I did was squirt a little bit out of the bottle, just a very thin line all the way around the trace marks, and then used a sponge to kind of spread that around. And so what that's going to allow me to do is to get the grass up close to the house, but not on the house. Obviously the house is not going to be sitting there as we're putting the glue down and putting the moss down for the grass. But the mark will be there, and so I'll put the glue all the way up to the mark and then go all the way around it with grass. And what that will do is if I don't get right up onto it, I want to leave a little space, because what I don't want to have happen is the house sits up on the grass like this, and then you've got this big gap coming up into the house. Now, from up here, no one would know, but when you get down to look at it at street level, that's kind of what you would end up seeing like that. So I want the house to sit flat, which means there can be no grass underneath the house. And so if I get the grass up close and it's a green grass, hopefully this green paint will minimize you noticing how far away from the house I was. I didn't get close with the grass. Hopefully that all makes sense. It makes sense in my simple mind anyway. So that's where we're at with Manor Row Part 2. You can see the groundwork down here. I mean, it looks good to me. I'm very pleased with it. You can see the road, going on down. So all in all, pretty pleased with how this one is coming together. I think, like always, the devil's going to be in the details, and I'm very excited to be able to start the detail work on this one, which will be coming soon. I've decided I want to almost completely finish this piece, I believe, this section with the grass, with the details and everything else, really before I move too much into the graveyard. That is going to be coming next. That's going to be the next thing we're going to do. But I've got some more pieces to cut in the back for the hills. I've got to paint it. I'm still waiting on the paint to show up. That should be here unfortunately, it won't be here till next Thursday. Today is Saturday, so it's going to be a minute, but that gives me ample time, I think, to go through and finish this one up. Now, when I say finish, so what's left here? Well, there's a couple of things that I'm getting ready to work on, I think, later today. One is, you saw the fence in part one that I had sitting up against the ledge, the edge of the railing there, or the edge of the stonework. So I think what I might do is create some small columns out of foam, out of the pink XPS foam, and then scale those down to accommodate that fence. And then what I might do, I'm likely to do, at least I'm thinking about doing, is securing them down. They're going to be very small. They're not going to be huge, right? You know, but I think I can secure them down to the base, and then be able to get them painted, get everything done, secure them to the base before I even put the grass on there. And I think if I miss a little bit, I can always put that up in the front. So that's coming. I think the other thing is coming is the privacy fence that we're going to do in the back. I think I showed you guys this the last time, but if I didn't, let me show you now. I've got all of these, they're not dowel rods, they're square. They're kind of a hardwood. I picked them up at Hobby Lobby. They're about, I don't know, maybe 3 feet long or so. 99 cents a piece. I got $10 worth because I need to make an 8-foot fence. So I've got those sitting up there. I'll use those and popsicle sticks to then come back and get the privacy fence done. And I think the way I'm going to do that is probably 2-foot sections at a time. So there'll be 2 pieces then, 2-foot sections for 4 feet on this one. That'll give me 2-foot sections for the mirror image of this on the other side of the graveyard once it's done. And I think that will add to this. Now, as far as the detail, I plan on putting some shrubbery. I plan on putting some hedges. I plan on putting some potted type plants out in this. You know, the fence we've talked about, all of the fall leaves. I thought about maybe doing some like water or drainage on the roadway, but what I really want, and I might not be able to do it for this build, but I want a 3D printer so I can print some like sewer grates for the sidewalk, some manhole covers for the road. I know I can go to Etsy and buy that stuff. It's just I need it to be a certain size, and there's probably, if you do that, or if you know where to get that done, if you can help me out by leaving me a comment, it would certainly be appreciated, because I think that would just sort of put this over the top, especially if you had some little sewer grates in here and some manhole covers you could place, you know, systematically along the road. I'd only need 1 or 2 per 4-foot section, I think. But I think that would just kind of put it over the top as far as details, and would really add to the ambiance and the flavor of what we're trying to accomplish here. But while you guys are hopefully getting me some information on that, I will be constructing the fence, the walled fence in the front, and the privacy fence in the back. And I think once I'm done with those, then I will go out and start putting the moss down and the grass down on this one, and call this piece at least done. I will likely not detail all of this piece with all of the hedges and the shrubbery and the trees and all that stuff. I'll probably wait till the very end and then do all 3 components of this 4-foot section, the other 4-foot section, and the graveyard, all at the same time, with the dead leaves and the fall leaves and just all the stuff that's going to go into it. But that's where we're sitting on this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you think it's starting to come along. I certainly am pleased with it thus far. We've got a long way to go, but this is where we're at. Okay, so I promised you a sneak peek of what's coming. Went to Millie's today, Millie's Hallmark, and was able to pick up a little bit of my pre-order. Not everything came in. I was very disappointed, I'll tell you, when I got there and I was hoping the Fright Avenue stuff was in the house on Nebolt Street, and it's not. It's not in. It's not even scheduled to be in on their next shipment, which is supposed to be next week. So not exactly sure when we're going to get those, but you guys know from watching some of the other videos I've done, I'm incredibly excited about those. So what did come in? Well, several things, a lot of accessories. So we've got size for surprise. This is the 12-foot skeleton. I've taken all these out and looked at them already. I'm going to give you an honest review and assessment on all these pieces that I've got. You've got to look, that to look forward to in the coming week or weeks. But this is a very sought after piece. It's going to be a popular selling item. It is, it's clearly sized for surprise. It is supposed to replicate the 12-foot skeletons that you put in your front yard. So this could look good in Trick or Treat Lane. This could look good in Manor Row. This could look good in your fall display. It's going to look good, really, honestly, anywhere you decide to put it. It's a must-have for me, and I'm glad that it's in and available. Speaking of Trick or Treat Lane, we got Muhahaha, the accessory for the Mad Scientist house. Unfortunately, the Mad Scientist house did not make it on this delivery. It is also not scheduled to be on the truck, from my understanding, next week. So, again, not sure when we'll see that, but hopefully very soon. We did get the Haunted Mansion, the Phantom 5. Now, this is a great accessory. It's pretty big. As a matter of fact, it's pretty good size. And you're going to get to see that all lit up and kind of walk around it and talk about it like all of these. But this is going to be a great addition to any graveyard, cemetery, haunted mansion, Disney World, Disneyland. It doesn't matter. It's going to go good wherever you really decide to put it. The lighting on it is very cool, I think, and we'll show you that live so you can see that. Okay, we got some September oak trees. So you're asking, what's the difference between these and any other Department 56 tree? Not a lot, other than they're fairly large. They're pretty good size, much bigger than the other fall trees that you could purchase and pick up. They're essentially the size of the box. I know this doesn't do you much good, but that's probably a 12-foot shelf right there from the bottom of the work counter to the shelf. And so these are just shy of that once they're out of the box. Pretty good size. You'll get to see those in the review. We got Watching Over the Graveyard, which is another accessory that would go well in a graveyard. You know me, I'm building a graveyard for this display piece, so we'll see if this ends up in the graveyard. We got Jitter Witches, which is incredibly cool. One of the witches' little head is actually a bobblehead because of all the coffee she is drinking. She's very jittery. It's very cute. It's a very cool concept. Unfortunately, the main ensemble, the house, the Witch Hollow piece did not arrive on this shipment. However, I do believe it's going to be here next week. So we got that to look forward to. I'll do a full review on that. Another cool accessory this year is the Ghouls and Goblins set number 2. Set number 1 was released last year. Set number 2 is this year. Quite honestly, I hope they can continue this series or these sets. These are very cool. These are very, very cool this year. You'll see them in the review. They're very detailed. They're well done. A very good accessory. I'm incredibly happy that I got that. As we move over, we got the Sleepy Hollow Stables. That's the release this year for the Sleepy Hollow series. Now, this is the 3rd year of the Sleepy Hollow series. And so this year we're getting a stable, and we're getting Brom Van Brunt and his horse Daredevil as the accessory piece at the top. Both of these pieces came in. And then you guys have heard me forever saying I would never own anything Hocus Pocus. I know you guys love the movie. I can't stand it, quite honestly. It's one of the, no, I'm not even going to say it. I don't like it. It doesn't do a thing for me. It's very, I can't even make it through the entire thing. I'm sorry if you love it. Don't hate me for saying that. I'm just being honest. However, if you have not seen the accessory piece for this, It's different, and I don't know. I haven't researched it yet. I don't know how to tell it to you. I just know that when we do a review on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the most detailed accessory that I think I may have ever seen from Department 56. The paint job is amazing. The whole, I think it is resin, but it's totally different. And I'll show you that. It just looks really, let me try to refocus here. You'll just have to see it. And maybe on video, it doesn't do what it does in person. If you don't have this, I would encourage you to pick it up. This could go with anything. Trick or Treat Lane, absolutely. Manor Row, for sure. This will be in Manor Row, guarantee it this year. I'll just leave it at that. And then down here is the Max's house. We'll talk about this one. I wanted this house as soon as I saw it because of the resemblance of the Haunted Mansion. I had the Haunted Mansion out here earlier because I thought I was going to put it in Manor Row. I've since changed my mind and put it away. But I was so, when I saw this, I was like, it's so reminiscent of the Haunted Mansion, the first Department 56 Halloween piece in 1998. And so I thought maybe this would be a good accompanying piece to that. We'll do the review, and you'll hear my honest feedback on this one. I'm not a fan. We'll leave it at that, and you got the review to look forward to, I guess, there. So that's it. That is all the pieces that I got for my pre-order. I'm still missing the Witch Hollow piece, which I hopefully will be in here in a week or so. Still missing all of the Fright Avenue, 56 Fright Avenue, which I have been anticipating ever since they announced it. So I really want to get those in, and maybe a couple other pieces. I haven't gone through the whole list to see what I'm missing. I gotta go through and document everything that I do have. So there you have it. You got the reviews to look forward to coming up here this coming week. Okay, well, hopefully that gives you a better idea of what I've been doing behind the scenes, trying to get Manor Row 2025 series done, or at least more towards done, at least for this 4-foot section we took a look at today. Again, I'm very pleased with where we're at on it. I think it's coming along just fine. I was not in the mood, I'll be honest with you, to start this, but I knew that, we still hit a craft stores almost every week, just it's our happy place, as many of you understand and know. And going into Hobby Lobby I guess it was last week or maybe in the week before that, they were starting to put out fall stuff, which I almost shake my head in disbelief. I mean, we've barely hit 100-degree days here in Arizona. We're going to hit one. We hit one yesterday. We're going to hit one today. I think we've hit it a couple of times previous to this. But summer's not even fully here yet. I mean, we're barely out of spring. And you know me, I love Halloween. I bleed orange, sometimes purple. And so, but it's pretty early, right? So I saw those things and it started getting me in the mood. And so I thought, hey, if I don't start doing something, I'm never going to do anything. So I started, and then much to my surprise, it's all I want to do now. I'm back into it full time. I honestly, given the opportunity, I could probably have Manor Row done inside of a week complete. We're not going to do that. We're going to slow down. We're going to document. We're going to video. We're going to take you guys through it. My holdup right now is I've run out of black spray paint, so I've ordered some of that from Amazon. Went and took inventory of the moss to put on that. I think I bought a 5-pound box of moss. I bought it from Amazon in 2020 or 2022. I don't remember exactly when. It's been at least 3 years ago. And I've built a whole lot of stuff that you guys obviously have seen. I'm afraid I may not have enough to do the entire Manor Row. So I ordered another box for the next 4 or 5 years. It should be here on Monday. So that'll give me plenty of moss. That also, like everything else, has gone up in price, as you would imagine. $111 after taxes for a 5-pound box of moss. However, that's still a lot cheaper, a lot less expensive than going out and buying it from Michael's or Joann's or wherever your choice of retail shops locally are. Still a lot cheaper to do that if you're going to be building a whole lot and want it to last many, many years. So there's that. And then finally, with looking at the Department 56 2025 pieces that have come in, we talked about the tariffs on a couple of videos ago. Unaffected by this shipment, unaffected by the next shipment coming in, and hopefully, by watching some pieces of the news, it sounds like the United States and China are in closer agreements to working out something as far as the tariff war goes, and that would be great to hopefully get those pieces and parts moving this direction so we can all get them in our hands and I can do some pretty cool, hopefully, reviews and vignettes on them. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. Last thing I want to tell you before we sign off of this one, I did talk to some of the leadership out at Millie's today when I went to pick up their stuff. If you're looking for a place online, I know there's plenty of places online. There's 100 places you can go to purchase this stuff. If you want to buy from Millie's Hallmark in Ahwatukee, Arizona, look them up online. Give them a call. Tell them what you want. They do ship anywhere in the United States. So you can order directly from them if you're having difficulty finding stuff or items that you're looking for, maybe even older items. Give them a call, ask them, tell them what you're looking for. Maybe they can help you out. Certainly, I just wanted to let you know that they're willing and able to do that according to what they told me today. So you got that if you want to give them a shot. Other than that, we're going to move on into some review videos. We're going to move into part 3 of Manor Row 2025 series. I should have the next one. You should see fence and grass, and maybe not a lot of detail other than that, but fence and grass will look totally different the next time you see it. Hopefully that'll be coming in the next few days. So with that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Please, if you enjoyed this video, click on the like button. And if you got folks that you know would benefit or enjoy what we do on this channel, please share it with them. Let them enjoy this hobby too. Maybe they get into it, get excited, and start building what we're trying to build behind us. Well, we're going to wrap this one up. And so until next time, please take care of yourselves. God bless every single one of you. We'll talk to you again real soon.